Because some of you are here for fun random facts and not so much ADHD, I'm gonna try this new weekly thing where I take you through the rabbit hole in my brain. Does that metaphor even work? How's a rabbit get in my brain? Tiny rabbit, I guess. Here we go! I read that the original oranges weren't orange, and by the way, it's a myth that nothing rhymes with orange. Door hinge, foreign, syringe, and if you're Eminem, you can rhyme anything with orange. There haven't always been orange M&Ms, and before the blue ones, there were tan ones because boomers like beige. And in the early days, there were purple ones, but we're not talking about M&Ms, even though we're talking about M&Ms, we're talking about oranges. Most oranges aren't orange, and the original oranges weren't orange. I say original oranges, there were no original oranges because they don't occur in the wild. There's something that only happened with the right hybrid combination like Pomeranians or Shakira. Most oranges aren't orange when they're picked, they turn orange when they cool and lose their chlorophyll. Some of them, but we'll get to that. Most oranges are never oranges. In the US of A, some oranges turn to oranges while they're still on the tree because of the cold season, but they can turn back into green oranges by scavenging their leaves for the chlorophyll. By the way, chlorophyll has two L's at the end, but if you only type one, it won't trigger the spell checker in Microsoft Word. And by the way, again, chlorophyll is not chloroform. Some people get those confused. Many times the oranges you buy aren't oranges at all, but green oranges made to look like oranges with orange dye. No lie. That's especially likely in the summertime. As I said before, an orange is a hybrid of a pomelo and a mandarin. Mandarins aren't oranges, even though people call them oranges, and they're orange. Oranges are round, mandarins aren't, but do you care? I don't, because I don't know what the hell a pomelo is. I gotta look that up. Citrus maxima, or pomelo, is the biggest citrus out there. It can get bigger than a basketball, and apparently it's the grapefruit's great-grandfather. How do you get a tiny mandarin and a huge basketball fruit to mate anyway? And of course that's a dumb question because human intervention. The same way we get a pomsky. A Pomeranian and a husky aren't gonna mate in the wild, at least I'd hope not. And of course Pomeranians and huskies don't really exist in the wild, but you know what I mean. I wanted to think more about Pomeranians but couldn't think of anything, so I found this website that thinks about Pomeranians for you called Answer the Public. This is not a plug or an ad or anything, but if you're looking for keywords, it's a freaking gold mine, but an expensive gold mine because it's gold. The phrase that caught my eye the most was Pomeranian zoomy. It's a term for when the dog turns into a high-energy jackass and just keeps repeating the same crazy maneuver over and over. Apparently it happens randomly. I thought all they did was lay on their bed and shiver when they're not barking at everything. My Pomeranian's well behaved, screw you. That's typing. Anyway, the term caught my eye because at first I read it as Pomeranian zombies. Would you even be scared of a Pomeranian zombie? I wouldn't, not even an I Am Legend Pomeranian zombie. I Am Legend had an alternative ending, by the way, apart from the endings in Last Man on Earth and Omega Man, which were alternative I Am Legends. In the version in the movies, Will Smith becomes a hero because he sacrifices himself to save the woman and the boy. He made it 3 years on his own and 1 day with a woman. There's the real moral. Anyway, in the book, Will Smith isn't a hero. In the book, there's no Will Smith. Will Smith wasn't even born yet. In the book, Neville, not Will Smith, doesn't save the woman because she's already a zombie vampire thing. Spoiler alert. In the book, they're more vampire than zombie, and there are two types, the living infected and the undead. The living infected end up making a new society, and they eventually imprison Neville for his vampire murders. Vampires. They're more vampires. They put him in prison. And he kills himself before being executed or dying of his gunshot wound. I can't remember. But we're not talking about the book, even though we're talking about the book. In the alternative ending, Will Smith confronts the alpha zombie, because in the movie they're more like zombies than vampires. Anyway, he realizes he has the alpha's girlfriend in the lab as a test subject. In a wave of empathy, he wheels her gurney into the room where the other zombies are and gives her a shot to revive her. The zombie lovers are reunited. The Will Smith Neville apologizes, looking very remorseful, and in a rare moment of zombie compassion, they let him go. And he ends up driving to Vermont with the woman and the boy. And both endings suck because the dog dies either way. But I bet he wouldn't have to kill that dog if it were a zombie Pomeranian. If you enjoyed this rabbit hole, please hit the button and the bell. My daughter also makes videos. I'll link her at the end. Thanks for watching. Stay out of the comfort zone.
Welcome to Nicole and Control. I'm going to teach you how to make a stop motion video with an iPad and Adobe Rush. Make sure if you're using an iPad to prop it up securely so it won't move.